Hey YouTube family and friends, in today's video I'm going to show you how to plant for success. That's right, I don't want you to miss the collard green season, so I have my collard greens right here, the seeds, and I'm going to show you the easiest way to plant for success. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. Step number one, you got to prepare your soil. So what I like to use Happy Frog potting mix. Most of you already know that, but if you're new to my channel, that's what I use. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump some out on my strainer. And this is a strainer that I built. If you don't know how to build one, no worries, because I got a video. I'll put it at the end of this video. So what I'm doing is I'm layering this out just like this. And then, let me not drop it. Then I'm gonna rub my hands back and forth, going just like this. And so what's happening is the soil, the actual potting mix is going through the hardware mesh, and the wood chips. You got like these big wood chips like this, they're staying on the surface. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like in a second. And just imagine, if you get these big chunks out, then the chances of your seeds germinating is gonna be greatly improved. So if you had trouble with your germination, then there's no worries now. You know what you can do, and that is going to help you get your seedlings coming up. So let me bring you in close so you can see what I have. All right, so you see this? Look at all these wood chips that I just got out of my potting mix. All right, that helps with the germination because I'm gonna remove that. Now I'm not going to throw that away. That's gonna be used as mulch. Now you still will have some in the bottom of with the soil, but this right here is going to be a game changer. All right, so you can put this around plants, and so that when it breaks down, it's going to feed those plants. I put them around my fruit trees. So I'm going to finish up with my potting soil mix, and then we'll get back for step number two. So I'll see you then. Step number two is time to fill your pots. All right, so I like to fill them up close to that line. There's a little ring here. I like to not go over that space, because in a few other steps, I'm gonna show you what you do to increase your chances for germination. All right, so these pots right here, the actual containers that I'm using, these are from Bootstrap Farmer. I'm not affiliated with them, but I have been using them for about 3 or 4 years going on, and they are amazing. They're nice and sturdy. I like it. They're gonna last you a long time, so you can't beat that. All right, so there is another pot, well not pot, but there is another tray that I use. If you saw my last video, I'll put it at the end of this one too. This is from Vago, and those trays are awesome as well, but they have like a dome, an individual dome, so that I can water from the top, and it's gonna help with the humidity, the germination rates. Those seedlings already done sprouted. I got to show it to you, but I like those as well, and I'll put a link down for that tray as well as my discount code, so you can get some savings if you want to try that one out. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish these up, and I apologize for my voice because of these hot and cold temperatures. It's warm now, but it's cold at night, cold in the morning time. And so, you know, fall is coming in. So that is the telltale sign. And I got to get adjusted to it. So that's why my voice, I feel a little stuffy and all that. But I got to still do my gardening. And I got to still talk to my family and my friends. All right, so I'll see you in the next step. Let me go ahead and finish this up. Step 3, time to plant your seeds. Now you see I got my seeds in this little bag. Now, if you remember when I harvested those seeds a couple months ago, I put them in this bag. So these came from when I let some of my Georgia College flour go to seed. And so now I got seeds for life, because I'm gonna do this every single time. And this is the first time I really let my Georgia College go to seed, and first time I harvest them. So what I am going to do to make sure that I get my seeds to actually come up and germinate, I'm gonna put more than one seed in here. So I got like maybe 2 or 3 seeds that I'm plotting in here, and then I can thin them out. And if I wanted to, I can, once they germinate, I can move the small little transplants or to another pot, but I'm just gonna go ahead and clip them out. But you could do that. All right, so I want to encourage you to plant at least 2 or 3 seeds in your actual pots, just in case for whatever reason you don't get one to germinate, and then you don't have to waste the pot, and you've been wasting the pot and wasting time. All right, so that's why I encourage you putting more than 1 seed in your pots. Now I'm also put the links down for all the things that I use, like the trays, and the next thing that I'm about to show you that I use, I'm gonna put that down in the description. And I want to let you know that this video is being sponsored by Quictent. You can probably see part of my greenhouse back here. So if you're in need of a greenhouse, they have that available. Or if you need a raised bed, then we have that also down in the description. All right, so I'm going to continue this, and then I'm gonna show you the next easy step you need to take to get total germination, or close to it. All right, so let me keep going. Before we go to the next step, let me know in the comments if you harvest your brassica seeds so that you don't have to keep buying them over. All right, because that's gonna save you money over time, over the years. All right, so step 4, next thing that we have to do, I'm going to moisten the seeds so that they know it's time to start to think about germinating. So I'm just going to wet the top just like this. I'm going to get it nice and moist. Now with those other trays that I talked about from Vigo, then I don't have to do that because I have that dome that I put the water in, and it has a slow release drip, and that helps get the soil moist and get the seeds ready to do their thing. All right, so I think that's good enough. Step number 5, I'm going to use my vermiculite. Hopefully I got enough. All right, so the vermiculite is light and fluffy, and so I'm going to use that as the top layer for my soil. So this right here, those little teeny seeds, they got no choice but to germinate through this, because it's not hard, no pressure that they have to deal with. Because you can overdo it when you put all your soil or your potting mix soil over top. If you layer it on too thick, guess what? It's gonna be harder for those teeny seeds to germinate through that. Let me tell you something. Now, I thought that I had ordered more of my vermiculite because in my last video said I was running low. And so hopefully I got enough. So I'm waiting around. I saw that I ordered some more Happy Frog mix, and that's when I thought I ordered my vermiculite. So something told me today, go check and see on Amazon, did I make the order? And guess what, y'all? I didn't make the order. I did everything else. I ordered a couple other things for the garden, but I omitted that. So now my vermiculite is scheduled to come in the next 2 to 3 days. And so I still want to get more planting done, but I think I'm getting older, or I'm doing too much. All right, with work and everything. So I was like, man, I can't believe I did not order it. And here I am, I'm looking in the mail, waiting, and it's not showing up. All right, so I'm gonna make it work. Now I don't know if I'm gonna have enough, so I may have to use some of the actual potting mix. So hopefully I get total germination, but we shall see. So I'm gonna finish this up, and you'll see if I actually had enough to get finished with. So I don't know, it's gonna be cutting close. Guess what, y'all? I just ran out of vermiculite, so what I had to use the actual potting soil to put over top. Hopefully I didn't get heavy-handed in step 5, because if so, you're gonna see this side germinating and this side with spotty germination. Hopefully I did it right. Now, also with step 5, I'm just going to moisten the top of that, just like this. And so that I don't want to make sure that my vermiculite doesn't go anyplace, because like I said, it's all light and fluffy. So I do that at the end of step number 5. And from now on, I will be watering from the bottom once I water. Now, step 6. Now, if you've been around my channel, you already know that when I do my starts, I use ground cinnamon. I didn't have to use it with that dome and the Vigo trays. I didn't notice I had to use that yet, but to avoid getting some fungus, I put my ground cinnamon on top. So when it gets too moist, this has antifungal properties. So that is going to stop that little white fungus. Or if you see you got white fungus on the tops here, go ahead and get your ground cinnamon and put it over top. Like I said, this is a game changer for fighting fungus. All right, so, and if I notice, if I see something in my Vigo trays, I will do that. But I haven't noticed it with the dome issue. So maybe when I keep watering from the bottom over time, I might, but I'll keep my eyes out. If I see it, I'm gonna put it down over top. This is a preventive measure that has worked in the past, and that's why I always use this, because I don't want my seedlings to get all messed up, and then I got to restart, and then that keeps me back from I'm wasting time, or I'm gonna have to buy starts, and I don't want to do that. All right, so that's why I use this ground cinnamon. And one other thing that I want to talk about is that because of the change in temperatures, it's going cool and then it's going blazing hot. That's why I'm putting all these inside, because I don't want my seedlings to get fried, because it gets very, very hot one day and then, you know, it's cool and it gets hot. I don't want to risk it. So that's why I'm leaving them inside. Once these seedlings come up, just like my seedlings from the last video, then they're under grow lights, and I try to put the grow lights down maybe an inch or two on top of it, because I don't want them to get leggy, and that could pose other issues, and those leggy plants may not survive. The starts are in these big containers. I wanted to mention that because I don't like to up pot. I like to have a pot big enough so that when they're done and it's time to go outside, then they're going outside. I don't have to up pot all these cells here, because that is time consuming. So all these tips are gonna save you time, and they're gonna help you with getting total germination or close to it, and being very, very successful at growing those collard greens, those Georgia collards, that is. So if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and most of all, share this video to as many people as possible, because I want to let everybody know that you can grow your own food, and we still can grow in the fall/winter time. So it's not time to stop because of the summer. We still can grow food, still be healthy. So let's go, and I'll see you in the next video over here. If you want to make that soil sifter that I showed you, or over here if you want to see my last video on the broccoli, as well as the Vigo trays. All right, see you there.